this whole concept of, you hear people constantly saying, add protein, add fat to stabilize your blood glucose. This is like the standard teachings across the board right now. This is a misguided approach for solving insulin resistance for good. Basically, you just Google mastering diabetes protein, and an article is going to come up, and it's going to say, how much protein do I need? Okay. All right. So the producer will get this up on the screen here in a second. There we go. Scroll down. Let's go look at the charts that show up here in the beginning. They're going to be right there. Boom. Okay. So many of you have probably seen or been taught this concept of, okay, scroll down a little bit more, right? So this person is trying to teach, if you add protein and fat while you're eating carbohydrate, you can see a more steady blood glucose profile for the next 2 to 3 hours after eating that meal. Okay. That is what these images are showing on the screen. And what I want you to understand, this is the story right here. And maybe even like zoom out on your screen a little bit so maybe both will appear. But this is a there we go. This is a misguided approach for solving insulin resistance for good. What this whole concept of, you hear people constantly saying, add protein, add fat to stabilize your blood glucose. This is like the standard teachings across the board right now. And what they're showing on the screen is true. And I'm sure many of you had that experience. Like, oh, wow, like I did that. I tested myself with my blood glucose meter, or you use your CGM and you're like, wow, yeah, what they said is true. It worked out. But is your diabetes actually going away? Are you really actually reducing your medications long term? No, because this is a short-term way of looking at it. What you really want to do is, so let's just say, for example, they have it's a bowl of like cereal and fruit. That's what's being shown here as somebody testing it out, and then they're seeing their blood glucose went up. Like the spike shows it's like a plus 50. So let's say the baseline, somebody was 100, then they ate this bowl. Then in this case, they went up to like 150, and then they came down, and they also saw like a crash. Like they're showing that the blood glucose kept on going down and they felt low, right? They had like a low blood glucose reading. It's like a reaction. Now, what is being mistaken here is that the very reason that they saw the 50-point blood glucose increase is because of the protein and fat this person has been eating prior. Okay? It is the excess, primarily the excess fat, that has put this person into a state of insulin resistance where they couldn't metabolize the special K bowl. Okay? I will also say that I wouldn't really recommend eating special K as like the glucose challenge here, but let's just set that aside and just carry on with the main point here. All right. So it's excess protein, it's excess fat that has made this person insulin resistant. Adding more protein and fat can help in the short term, but it's exacerbating the problem in the long term. And this specific article actually continues to demonstrate this. So, I mean, if you want us to send you the article, you could just comment the word article and we'll send it to you. I'll have somebody on our team do that. But this is just completely misguided, guys. I wanted to show you one of our group members who went through our coaching program, how her blood glucose profile is just like flat. You can experience this in your own body by getting the guide. You get the guide, eat those recipes, and watch how, as you do this for, a couple days, couple weeks, you're going to start seeing your blood glucose profile flatten out. And I also want to say one more thing here. If you, in the short term, when you're insulin resistant, if you want to add something to this recipe, the guide is amazing. And what I'm as Beth shows you this guide here, what I want you to know is that we have strategically included the proper amount of greens and non-starchy vegetables in every meal. So if you're starting out insulin resistant and you want to blunt blood glucose spikes in the beginning, what you really want to focus on adding to each meal is greens and non-starchy vegetables. That's what you want to add, not fat, not protein. Or like animal protein or high protein, any kind of, it doesn't even matter. Like, you don't need to focus on protein. What you need is the greens, which has the nutrient density, the water, the fiber, and is simultaneously helping you stay low fat so you can get rid of the true cause of insulin resistance. Okay? The true cause. So if you guys want this guide, just write the word guide and as a Facebook comment. If you're on YouTube, you have to DM us. Either you have to go to Facebook and write guide. You have to DM us on Instagram, or you have to email us. That's the only way we can get back to you. So this has been fun. I really appreciate your guys' participation today.